It's 3 a.m. on a Tuesday. Sarah, a security analyst at a mid-sized company, is jolted awake by her phone buzzing frantically. 27 missed calls, 43 urgent emails. Her company's entire customer database containing personal information of 200,000 people has just been encrypted by ransomware. The attackers are demanding $5 million. Here's the twist. Sarah isn't panicking. Why? Because she knows something that turns this nightmare into a manageable situation. She knows the incident handling process. In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how Sarah transforms what could be a company-ending disaster into a controlled recovery operation. And by the end of this video, you will understand the exact same framework that cybersecurity professionals use to fight digital fires every single day. Trust me, this isn't just for cybersecurity professionals. Every single one of us faces digital incidents, from your laptop getting infected to your social media account being hacked. The same principles apply whether you are protecting a Fortune 500 company or just your family photos. This is actually my very first video, so bear with me as we dive into this together. This content comes from something I'm actively working through right now. Hack the Box SOC Analyst Job Role Path. If you haven't heard of Hack the Box, it's basically a hands-on cybersecurity learning platform where you practice real-world skills in controlled environment. Think of it as a gym for cybersecurity professionals. What's exciting is that this job role path has 15 modules total, and we are starting with module 1, the incident handling process. I chose to begin here because I'm literally going through this material myself right now. And I figured, why not share the journey with you? This is not a sponsored content. I'm breaking down these concepts because I believe the best way to really understand something is to teach it to others. So let's dive into the incident handling process and see how it transforms chaos into control. Let me introduce you to Sarah properly. She's been a security analyst for 3 years, and she's been everything from simple malware infections to sophisticated nation-state attacks. But tonight feels different. The scale is bigger, the stakes are higher, and everyone's looking to her for answers. But Sarah has a secret weapon. She doesn't just wing it. She follows a structured process that's been battle-tested by thousands of organizations worldwide. It's called NIST Incident Handling Process, and it's about to save her company. Before we follow Sarah's journey, we need to understand what she is actually dealing with. Not every digital bump in the night is a monster. Let me explain with a simple example. Your cat walks across your keyboard and bunch of letters appear on a screen. That's an event. Annoying, but harmless. But imagine your cat somehow manages to type a command that deletes your entire hard drive. That's an incident. The difference? One has negative consequences, other doesn't. Sarah knows that incidents don't just happen randomly. Attackers follow a predictable pattern called cyber kill chain. Think of it like a villain's master plan in 7 steps. First, they scout you out like a spy with the binoculars. That's reconnaissance. Then they build their weapon, maybe malware hidden in an innocent looking PDF. Next comes delivery. Usually a phishing email that looks like it's from HR announcing free pizza in the break room. Spoiler alert, you are not getting pizza, you are getting malware. The victim clicks the attachment. Exploitation. The malware installs itself. Installation. It phones home to the attacker. Command and control. And finally, the attacker does what they came from. Stealing data, encrypting files, or causing mayhem. Back to Sarah's nightmare scenario. Her phone is buzzing because the company's monitoring system detected something terrifying. Their file servers are lighting up with activity at 3 a.m. and files are being renamed with .encryption extensions. Sarah's heart starts racing. But then her training kicks in. She doesn't just start randomly clicking buttons. She follows the 4-stage incident handling process. Stage 1. Preparation. The foundation of success. Here's what most people don't realize. Sarah spent months preparing for this exact moment. While everyone else was going about their normal business, she was building what we call a jump back. Think of it like a ghost hunter's kit. You don't want to show up to a digital haunting and realize you forgot your forensic tools. Sarah's jump back contains everything from specialized software to extra hard drives and network cables all ready to go to a moment's notice. But preparation isn't just about tools. Sarah's company had something even more valuable: documented process. They knew exactly who to call. They had network diagrams showing how everything connected. And they had baselines, basically golden images of what clean systems should look like. Think about your own digital life for a second. Do you have a plan for when things go wrong? Do you know what a clean version of your computer should look like? We'll come back to this. Stage 2. Detection and analysis. The detective work. Sarah arrives at the office and the real detective work begins. She needs to answer the fundamental questions. What happened? How bad is it? How did they get it? Picture Sarah's investigation like a detective's cupboard. She starts pinning up clues: a weird login at 3 a.m., a strange file appearing on a server, an alert from the firewall. Then she connects them with string to see the full story. But here's where it gets really interesting. Sarah doesn't just look at the obvious evidence. She creates what we call indicators of compromise, or IOCs. Think of an IOC like finding a unique muddy boot print at a crime scene. Once you have that boot print, you can search the entire building for matches. Sarah finds her first IOC, a suspicious file hash that definitely doesn't belong. Her heart rate spikes as she searches the network for this digital fingerprint. 10 machines, 20 machines, 50 machines. The attack is bigger than anyone realized. But this is where the process saves the day. Instead of panicking, Sarah follows the investigation cycle. Find an IOC, hunt for that IOC across the network, analyze the new systems she discovers, and find more IOCs. What would you do here? Would you start shutting everything down? Comment below. I'm curious about your first instinct. Stage 3. Containment, Eradication, and Recovery. The action phase. First, containment. Sarah needs to stop the bleeding. Short-term containment is like finding a zombie in your house and locking the door to the room it's in. She quickly isolates the infected machines on a quarantined network segment. But that is just the beginning. Long-term containment means fixing the vulnerability the attackers used to get in. Sarah's team patches the unprotected remote access service that was the initial entry point. Next comes eradication. Completely removing the threat. This is not just about deleting the malware. Sarah's team has to disable breach user accounts, removing all traces of the attacker's tools, and sometimes completely rebuild systems from clean backups. You don't just want to kick the adversary out, you want to change the logs behind them. Finally, recovery. Sarah carefully brings the clean systems back online, monitoring them like a hawk for any signs of the attacker's return. The company's operations slowly return to normal. But the work isn't done. Stage 4. Post-incident activity. The debrief and growth. 2 weeks later, Sarah sits in a conference room with everyone who was involved in the response. This is the scene at the end of the action movie where the heroes sit around the table, bruised but victorious. They ask the critical questions. How did the bad guys get in? What worked well in our response? What didn't work? How can we make sure this doesn't happen again? This is not just navel gazing. This feedback loop is what makes an incident handling program stronger with every attack it faces. Sarah's company updates their security policies, improve their tools, and provide better training. They have transformed from being victims into being more resilient. The final report shows the total impact. The ransomware attack was contained before any customer data was stolen actually. And the company was back to full operations within 72 hours instead of weeks or months that similar attacks usually cause. So what happened to Sarah's company? They didn't just survive, they thrived. The structured incident handling process turned what could have been a company-ending disaster into a manageable crisis with minimal impact. The attackers thought they were targeting an easy victim, but they ran into a prepared, professional response that contained the damage and kicked them out for good. Most importantly, the company learned from the experience and became significantly more secure. This is the power of having a process. It transforms panic into purposeful action, chaos into control, and victims into victors. So, what does this mean for you? Even if you are not a cybersecurity professional, the same principles apply to your digital life. First, prepare before disaster strikes. Know what your important data is and back it up regularly. Have a plan for when things go wrong. Know who to call, what steps to take. Second, learn to recognize the sign of compromise. Is your computer running slower than usual? Are there programs you don't remember installing? Are you getting locked out of accounts? Don't ignore these warning signs. Third, have a recovery plan. If your laptop gets infected or your social media gets hacked, what's your step by step process to get back to normal? The most important thing you can do right now is enable multi factor authentication on your critical accounts. It's like having a deadbolt on your digital front door. Simple, but incredibly effective. Which part of Sarah's story surprised you the most? Was it how much preparation goes into incident response or how methodical the investigation process is? Thanks for watching my very first video. If this helped you understand incident response better, please hit that like button. It really helps me know I'm on the right track with this content. Since this is just module 1 of 15 in the SOC analyst path I'm working through, there's so much more to explore together. If you want to follow along as I break down each module and share what I'm learning in real time, make sure to subscribe. Remember, cybersecurity isn't just about the professionals. It's for everyone who lives in the digital world, which means it's for all of us. Thanks for taking this journey with me, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe out there.